Hey guys, Alex here. My WWE Hell in a Cell 2012 pay-per-view review. Pay-per-view just got off the air a little while ago. I'll say this: this show was about as I expected. It was average slash decent. It wasn't anything special. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that the card sucked, and a lot of changes had to be made going into the show, like with John Cena and Punk not taking place in Hell in a Cell. So take that for what it is. But let's get into it with the first match tonight. And actually, in my opinion, probably the best match of the night. Randy Orton versus Alberto Del Rio. This was a good match. I really enjoyed it. I thought these two worked pretty damn well together. Orton did a nice job selling the arm, and Del Rio did a nice job working it over. I thought it was cool that he broke out the arm bar over the rope or whatever, like to the outside. That was kind of cool. I thought that was something I haven't seen Del Rio use before. But they did some nice counters and some they worked pretty well together. I was impressed. I was impressed by the match. There was one slight botch which just looked ugly and just really bad, but it didn't diminish the match at all. But yeah, it was a good match, and I think a lot of people shit on Randy Orton and his work, but I still think he's a good worker. It's just I'm glad that he's not in the main event every single month. But yeah, I was impressed. Good match. 3 1/4. Then we had the WWE Tag Team title match between Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane, versus Team Rhodes Scholars, Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes. This was a okay match. It wasn't anything. The two teams worked pretty well together. I thought the finish was kind of worked, but the biggest problem I had with it was the Daniel Bryan and Kane working like a unit, and then they start doing the whole fighting thing again, and then Kane just snaps and starts beating the hell out of Rhodes and Damian and gets the disqualification, which I understand that they're going to build it for a bigger feud, I guess, or something maybe, but they could have done a better finish than that, I think, just my opinion, but it was still a good match, 2 3/4. Then we had Kofi Kingston versus The Miz for the IC title. This was, again, okay match, basically a match I'd expect on Raw or something, I heard that their match on WWE Main Event was really good. Shame that they didn't do that good of a match here, but whatever. I did like Miz working the leg of Kingston. It made sense. And I think Miz has improved quite a bit this year. He's worked pretty well, but yeah, it was alright. And I hope that the WWE keeps pushing Kingston, because I think he deserves a push, and I really do. But yeah, good match. Again, 2 3/4. And then we had the United States title match between Antonio Cesaro and Justin Gabriel. This match, I think, just the crowd didn't give a shit about this match. The crowd this night sucked, by the way. The Atlanta crowd sucked. Sorry to Gold Standard, who actually went there. But this crowd was horrible. Really, really bad. They were dead for this match, completely dead. And I don't know if that was because it was an unadvertised main event, or not main event, match or whatever, but just they didn't give a shit about this match. And I thought they worked all right here. Definitely the best part of the match was when Gabriel did a springboard to the outside and got caught with the Swiss of Death, the European uppercut by Cesaro. I marked out hard for that. I love that move, and every time Cesaro hits it, I always pop for that, which was good. But decent match, 2 1/4. Nothing really special. And then we had Rey and Sin Cara versus the Primetime Players. This was alright too. Biggest problem was it went way, way, way too long. Like, it went 12 minutes, I think. And it was just, really the majority of this match was just a heat segment with the Primetime Players working over Sin Cara. And it just, nothing special. Then a quick 1 minute, go home segment, and that was it. And just, really kind of sucked. And I really would have had the Primetime Players go over here, because I think that they're the guys who you should be trying to build up. They're your young tag team, And also, Sin Cara did a standing sliced bread number 2 and spiked his head. So hopefully he's alright. Looked like he was moving around and everything. He was, after the match. So I think he just got a stinger, but probably gonna have to watch out for that. But yeah, that was kind of scary. I get that 2 stars though. Just average tag team match. Didn't need to be that long at all. And then we had the world title match between Sheamus and Big Show. Better than expected. I'll say that, better than expected. I think they got a lot of time, and I think that they did a nice job of building up the idea that the Big Show is just dominant, just so powerful, and Sheamus had to keep kind of getting little strikes in here and there, but it was a little boring, and I'll say that right now. I didn't get it. It just went way too long. I thought the heat segment, but then the last 3 or 4 minutes of this match really picked up. I mean, Big Show hit the knockout punch on Sheamus. Sheamus kicked out. I was like, holy shit, I didn't expect that. Sheamus hits the bro kick. 1, 2, kicks. Big Show kicks out. And then, the crowd was going nuts for that. And then goes for the bro kick again, knockout punch, and Big Show's your new World Heavyweight Champion. I was legitimately shocked by that. But like I said, I think a lot of people are gonna like this more than me. I thought the ending was that was really good and really surprising, and but just the Big Show working over Sheamus went way too long. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't, it told a good story, but it wasn't interesting to watch, I'd say, and it just went way too long, and it just I'll say it right now, Sheamus got his ass kicked in this match because his chest was blistered from the chops Big Show gave him. But good match. I'll give it 3 stars. A lot better than I expected it to be. I was expecting it to be horrible, but legitimately surprised that Big Show won. So be interesting to see what happens there. Then we had the triple threat match for the Divas title: Torres versus Layla and Kaitlyn, whatever. Who cares? This is good. Good, better than the average Diva match. I actually thought. I think the 3 really went out there and tried to have a good match. With the time given, they're only given just under 7 minutes. Which not a lot of time, but they worked pretty well together. I'd say Eve is actually probably improving a lot. I mean, her submission against Kaitlyn were good, and there's some nice exchanges, and it looked like they were really hitting each other hard this match. So I think it was better than average. I think the triple threat rule and the fact that there were more than 2 divas in the match really helped increase it a little bit, and I wish they'd do more. I was actually talking to my friends when was the last time they did a triple threat divas match? I honestly don't remember, and they should do more of them because I think it makes it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more exciting to watch. But it was good. I give it just under 2 stars. I give it a star and 3/4. If it gave me more time, I probably would give this 2 stars if they gave it a minute or two longer. And then we had the main event with the WWE title inside Hell in a Cell: CM Punk versus Ryback. Good match, it was alright. I thought they did a nice job of establishing Ryback as a dominant heel, and then CM Punk getting his shots in. I thought Punk made him look good. Ryback was working decently. He wasn't selling at all though. So take that for what you will. But I thought it told a decent story. The only thing I had a problem with it was before Punk had turned heel, WWE Punk was just this guy who go against anyone, go against Kane, go against Daniel Bryan, go against Cena, no problem, whatever. He going to the whole time in the show, they were trying to get the show Paul Heyman trying to get the match canceled from Vicky Guerrero. CM Punk going to Vince McMahon trying to get the match canceled. So basically making Punk look like a pussy, which I really do not like, but whatever. That's another story for another day. A lot of people don't like the finish where the ref, it was the guy who counted 3 when Punk's legs were on the rope a few weeks ago on Raw, Brad, whatever his name is. The Ryback was going for the shell shock move. The ref got in the way, low blowed him, Punk rolled him up, fast count, and that's it. A lot of people are going to shit on that, but I think probably the best finish you can ask for. Ryback looks strong. Punk stole it. He's a heel. He steals the win. I thought maybe hey, have Punk get a steel chair and just beat the shit out of Ryback until Ryback can't move. Sell the idea that Ryback's a tough guy and takes a lot of punishment, but Punk was using the chair or something. But I don't think it hurt Punk. Well, not too much anyway. But definitely, it's pretty clear that WWE didn't have a fucking clue what to do with this match, and they really just had to throw this match in there just because they had nothing better to do, and they didn't know that Cena wasn't going to be ready for the pay-per-view or not. If this had been Cena and Punk, it would have made sense. It was the only Hell in a Cell match on the show. Bad idea, in my opinion. It would have the whole build-up for a while was Punk, you need to face Cena. Punk, you need to face Cena, and then he can't face Cena. He's not medically cleared. So hopefully they'll do a Punk vs. Cena at Survivor Series, and I'm sure it'll be good, and I'm sure it'll be great, or whatever. And I don't know about Ryback. I think the Ryback experience has failed because the crowd was dead. They were chanting Goldberg, and they popped a little bit once in a while here and there. The spot at the end of the match, after the match, where Punk took the shell shock on top of the cell, that was cool. I thought that was nice, but I don't know. I'm just not convinced that Ryback is ever going to be main event worthy. And for this show, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I didn't hate it. I thought it was decent. I was pretty entertained throughout most of the night, but this is obviously a throwaway show for WWE, and it's a shame considering the fact they had 6 weeks to build this up, and this is the best they could do. That really sucks, but obviously a lot of it had to do with the fact that John Cena was injured and couldn't compete, which damn shame that match couldn't take place, because I'm sure that would have been a lot better. But what can you do? I still think it's the worst show of the year. I still think that Lockdown from TNA back in April was a lot worse than this. And but that's it for now, guys. Take care. Bye.